could compare it to talking on a phone, or so I thought. Let me explain first, and I'll get back around to this. Now, if you compare it to talking on the phone, Mythbusters did this whole thing about driving versus drinking. And they came to the conclusion that basically drinking and driving is as dangerous as talking on the phone and driving. What I used to think is, okay, you're riding around. I guess it's kind of like the equivalent of Bluetooth, and I think it's safer because you're talking. A lot of times, when people talk to me on the phone and I'm driving, they'll figure it after them and they're like, "Are you driving?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" They're like, "Because you're so not in this conversation right now." So if you do it like me, it's perfectly safe. You just sort of half-ass pay attention to who's ever talking to you, whether it's your mom, your wife, or your boss. You just are like, whatever, stupid women, shut up. Not my wife though, or my mom, really just my boss. You're still doing something that's considered as dangerous as drinking and driving. And then something happened. I did something that sort of opened my eyes to this. I started doing dual moto vlogs. Now, when you do a dual moto vlog, it's a whole nother game, because you're not just talking. This is where you figured out that it's not like talking on the phone. It's like I thought it was. It's different. It's more like just blabbering in your head.
For all you beautiful people out there who say vlogging in the car is distracting, okay, my phone is on this mount, right? And then my phone connects to this thing, so it's not even a distraction to me because it sits on the windshield. It's like, put it this way, if you say that's distracting, then wouldn't GPS, if you had like a TomTom GPS or your touchscreen radio, that would be more of a distraction, because a touchscreen radio, you're trying to actually grab the radio and touch it instead of... So, when you're making a video in a car, right, and you have like your GoPro or your dash camera up there, they're very small little cameras that are not distracting. It's not like I have a big DSLR, and it's not like I'm sitting there with my eyes on the camera, okay? My camera, when I'm in the car, is like on the passenger side, okay? It's literally on like the passenger side of my car, but because it has a wide enough angle, it's being able to point at me. So it's like you're sitting in the car with your significant other, your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and I could say sitting there next to your boyfriend or girlfriend could be distracting too, because you'll be driving down the street, and a lot of times when you're driving with your significant other, you go like this. So we're going out to dinner, right, baby? And then you turn your head because you're glancing over. Or it could be like if you have a touchscreen navigation system in your car, you're constantly touching that, or if you want to change the song, you're kind of touching the radio. Or it's like a lot of people, they hold their phone in their hand and they change their music, and I don't do that. My phone is in the center console. My camera is on the windshield, and it's not a distraction. It's like this, guys. Here's my camera right here, right? I'm like this. I have no hands on the steering, like on my camera. So a lot of people are assuming, I guess, that I'm holding the camera, I'm distracted by the camera. But what do you think about those GoPro videos? Okay, what do you think about the people who put GoPros in their cars and they do these really good cinematic videos? That's the same thing. You say, well, they're distracted. Well, they're not distracted because a GoPro is a little tiny camera that is out of the way. So if you're saying it's a distraction, do you say police officers that have cameras in their car, that's distracting them from driving and doing their job? It's like right now, my phone that I'm recording on is on a tripod, so it is not distracting whatsoever. I think it's a way while you're driving to make a video that's cool. You could show your perspective of your surroundings, and it's not a distraction by any means. I would say for anybody who says it's a distraction, I would recommend you guys coming and sitting in my vehicle and actually seeing what it's like, and then you'd go, oh, that's not a distraction, because you would notice that the camera is not in my face. It's not like I'm sitting there driving the car like this and the camera's like this up in my face. It's definitely not. So when you watch a lot of action movies, they do action movies now with a lot of GoPros in the car. You could say, is that a distraction? You could say, just driving in general is a distraction, okay? Because, but I will say this, guys. I appreciate all the feedback that people have posted on the Rockvillians Facebook page or on my YouTube page that said, hey, that's a distraction. Okay, I can see your point. Why? But when I'm driving, I'm not like touching the camera. That's a thing that people don't understand. I'm not sitting there like touching the camera to record or not to record. I'm not paying attention to that, okay? And it's also a great thing to have a dash camera in the car at all times, because if you get in a car wreck, you're going to be able to prove who was in the right and who's in the wrong, okay? I've been in car accidents before when I haven't been driving, and the dash camera was able to prove to the cops, even though maybe the person that was driving hit the person in the back, they go, oh, it wasn't your fault because we seen on the camera the person brake checked you and you smashed into him, okay? That's what a dash camera has proven to us, and the insurance policy of the person driving didn't go sky high because it was proven in that accident that the person that was in the wrong was actually the person in the front. So they said, okay, your premiums don't go up, but the guy in front of us, his premium went up probably from his insurance because he brake checked the car that I was in, and that's what caused the car accident. So I think having a little GoPro or a little action camera or a, what would you call it, a dash camera that you can get at Walmart or Amazon, those are really good for driving with, because they will definitely prove who's in the right and who's in the wrong. But that's just my honest opinion about why do people think it's a distraction. You could say multiple reasons why it could be a distraction, because you're going to be sitting there looking at the camera, messing with the camera, but I don't think it's that bad of a distraction, because I look at it as you're going to be talking to your significant other, wife or girlfriend or husband or boyfriend that's sitting next to you, and you're constantly going to turn, or you're going to be sitting there messing with your phone like a lot of people do, or you're going to be messing with your radio like a lot of people do. There's a lot of distractions. You going to McDonald's and eating a cheeseburger while you're driving is a damn distraction, okay? But I definitely would say, I look at it as you're talking to your passenger. I would say it's like that, like, okay, I'll make it this way. If I would have said the same things with any of you guys in the car watching, like if you guys would watch it, any of you guys who commented and you were sitting in my passenger seat and I said the same thing, damn, this girl cut me off from talking on the phone, it would be the same thing, because it would just be you I'm talking to instead of maybe 1,000 people who end up watching the video. So I don't really see it as a bad thing. I've literally seen people here in Jacksonville drive around with their iPads and newspapers, and they're actually holding it up. So if you want to say it's a distraction, I respect your opinion, I respect your comment, and I will definitely say one last thing. I know it's windy outside, so hopefully the mic's not being muffled, but I'll definitely say one last thing. If you have like a TomTom GPS, like an old school GPS, or you have a GPS navigation in your car, like in the touchscreen panel of your car, and you're looking at it to see when to turn, that is more of a distraction than having like a camera that's just recording and you're just driving along, okay? Like I said, I have my camera on a suction cup mount, so I'm not even touching it. So if you guys want to say it's a distraction, like I said, I respect the comment. It's not for everybody. I like pointed like this, and I'm just driving, so it's getting me looking like I'm looking at the camera, but I'm definitely not. I'm just driving like this, and it's just looking like it's pointing at me. So it's actually like on the side of me, like more towards the passenger side, if that makes any sense. But I think if you guys vlog in the car, just be safe. Don't just be fumbling with the camera or your whatever you're recording. Just be safe when you're driving, and that's pretty much what I can say, is be safe at all costs. Don't text people or thinking the camera's like right in front of your face, because I would never drive with a camera sitting like this in front of my face, because I know for a fact that would be very distracting if the camera is literally like in my line of sight. Saying I never seen the sun.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here in Florida who've never seen it, never felt it.
And they want to, they're like, I really want to.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people I met that's never been out of like Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And they're like, Jacksonville is the best place on earth. I'm like, no it isn't. Have you been to the mountains? Why would I go to the mountains? Because it's better than just seeing the LS. It's sunny all the other time.
Tourists don't go there and then tell them, oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, where do the tourists go though?
Yeah. Right. It's not as like crazy as this wet humidity.
Yeah, so you get like 100 degrees, but it'll be like 2% humidity.
Yeah.
So you don't even feel it.